Marshman Masson here again with another video to make you a better angler. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the button now, it's right here. So if you're gonna fish South Louisiana, really anywhere across the entire coast of the US, there are really only 3 knots you need to know, and they're all very easy to tie. Now the most complex of the 3 is called a double uni knot. I use this knot all the time. I'm a big braid fan. I definitely prefer fishing braid to monofilament or fluoro. But braid is high vis, right? Fish can see it. They're not gonna hit your lure quite as well if you're fishing braided line. So you've gotta tie a length of fluorocarbon leader to that braided line. I do that with a double uni knot. So we've got our braided main line here. This is our fluorocarbon leader. All you do is overlap the 2. And you make a loop. Doesn't matter which one you start with. Here I'm gonna start with the fluoro. You make this loop, and then you pass the tag end of the fluoro through that loop. You do that 5 or 6 times. And then you pull it tight. You do the same thing with the other side. And then you pull it tight. So there's going to be a separation between your 2 knots. All you do is grab each line and pull it together. And obviously you got to cut your tag lines off, cut off the ends, and you will have a double uni knot that will not fail. I have never once had a double uni knot fail. All right, so the next knot you need to know is called an improved clinch. Now, if you're a braid fisherman who's fishing that double uni, the improved clinch is even more important to know than any other knot. You want, when you get snagged, happens to all of us occasionally, when you get snagged, you want the knot to fail at the lure, not at the double uni. And an improved clinch will break at the lure almost every time. That's gonna save you the trouble of having to tie a double uni and then having to tie another improved clinch. This is the knot you wanna tie if you are fishing braid with a fluorocarbon leader. Now obviously, the fluorocarbon leader is what you're gonna tie to your jig head. So you pass the line through just once, leave a good 3-4 inches of tag, and just wrap it around, moving up the line 5 or 6 times. And you have this loop down by your jig head, right? So you take the tag in, you push it through that loop, and that creates another loop right here that the line tag end then goes through. Once you get that through, you just pull it down. Now you always want to wet a knot before you cinch it. I generally do that with saliva. So you just pull it down, and that's it. That's an improved clinch knot, an excellent knot. Not quite as strong as a Palomar, but that's what you want when you're fishing it downstream of a double uni knot. All right, and the third and final knot is a Palomar knot. It's an old standby. Anglers have been tying it for years. It's kind of old faithful. It really is a very strong knot, and best of all, it's very, very easy to tie. You can tie it blindfolded. Tie it a few times at home, and believe me, you'll be tying it on the boat without even thinking about it, just in about 10 or 15 seconds. It's literally that easy. You tie it directly to the lure. Now, that's a great knot when you're fishing with monofilament or if you're fishing fluorocarbon mainline. So all you do is pass the line through the eye of the jig head and then pass it back through. When you do that, that creates a nice big loop, and then you tie an overhand knot, just like you're tying your shoes. The first step of tying your shoes, you pull that through, make a nice big loop again, pass the lure through that loop, and cinch it down. And again, you want to wet that knot before you cinch it down. That's it. That's a Palomar knot. It could not be more simple. Obviously, we got to cut off our tag end here, but this is a great knot. It's not going to fail. You can tie it blindfolded. Tie it 10 times at your house, and you won't even have to think about it when you're on the boat.